Good morning from the National Weather Service here in Pocatello. This is your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Wednesday, January 26th. We do have a freezing fog advisory in effect for portions of the eastern Magic Valley and Snake River Plain, with widespread visibility reductions, creating some hazardous travel conditions. We do have high pressure continuing, so outside of those areas, plenty of sunny sky through the weekend. We do have a freezing fog advisory in effect through 11 a.m. this morning, which is leading to some widespread reductions in visibility, again below a half mile, and some possible icy road conditions on untreated surfaces. Improvement is expected towards this afternoon and evening, before conditions do deteriorate towards this evening through tomorrow morning. So we are expecting the fog and low stratus to return for your Thursday morning. High pressure does remain in control, with conditions staying fairly dry. We do have a little bit of a weak system kind of passing through the area today through early tomorrow. What that means for us is going to be some increased mid to upper level clouds, maybe just a chance for some snow showers in the eastern highlands staying very light. Very cold morning temperatures, so we're going to start to see some single digits below and above zero as we trend into the weekend, with some spots, especially out towards Soda Springs, Wayan, and that area is in the negative double digits. Maybe a slight warming trend into the weekend, but still very cold, below zero temperatures for many locations outside of the fog and low stratus. Do have an active weather pattern returning early next week. What that means for us is going to be some widespread light to moderate, high elevation snowfall, so we're kind of keeping our eyes on that for next week, but something to keep in mind. It's going to be a primarily northwest-oriented system, which favors a lot of our mountain regions, but does end up shadowing much of the Snake Plain and Magic Valley. So for those mountainous areas, should start to see some snow return for next week, with our lower elevations staying fairly dry, with maybe some snow showers possible. Look at your satellite this morning. Just show those mid to upper level clouds as they begin to fill into our area. And down below, you can see that widespread low stratus and fog deck that stretches all the way out from eastern Oregon all the way through here into southeast Idaho. And this is another way that we like to look at it, just some different colors as far as being able to differentiate between the upper and lower level stuff. So what you see here in those bright colors is going to be that low, very dense fog. Seeing some reports out towards Shoshone and Burley this morning, well below a quarter mile. So definitely take your time as you're headed out the door, and especially along our I-86, I-84, and I-15 corridors. Just something to keep an eye on out for this morning. Weather risk outlook for today, we do that freezing fog advisory in effect for the Snake Plain and Magic Valley, with some locally dense fog elsewhere. Maybe just a few light snow showers, mainly confined in the eastern highlands as this weak system kind of passes through later today, but mostly just going to be seeing some increased mid to upper level clouds. Fog is expected to return for tomorrow morning, maybe looking slightly less dense, but we'll be keeping an eye on that for you tomorrow. This is kind of the geographical area for where the freezing fog advisory is in effect. And these are just kind of some webcams, shots from this morning, showing some widespread visibility reductions, especially along our main interstate corridors. So reduced visibility, leading to some isolated slippery road conditions. Definitely just take your time as you're headed out the door this morning. Temperatures today, so we're starting off the negative temperatures for many locations. Out towards Soda Springs this morning too, we're seeing some reports, negative double digits in some of these areas along Idaho 34 as well. So very cold temperatures, but we'll be in the single digits for pretty much everybody. Warmest spots will be in the low teens in our southwest. Temperatures this afternoon do warm back up into the 20s to low 30s, with our warmest temperatures further south and further northwest. For Thursday, much of the same. Still starting off in the single digits to below zero for many locations. Warmest spot, again, is going to be that southwest eastern Magic Valley area, with highs Thursday warming back up into the mid-20s to mid-30s. And for your Friday, another cold morning, but things do warm back up into the 20s to mid-30s, pushing 40 degrees out towards Stanley. So we are seeing that slight warming trend as a high-pressure ridge does move onshore through the weekend. And for Saturday, temperatures stay fairly consistent. Looks like another very cold morning with some below zero temperatures, especially across the Mud Lake, Bear Lake, and along some of our mountain ridge lines and whatnot. But for Saturday afternoon, temperatures do warm back up into the mid-20s to low 30s. And for Sunday, much of the same, just keeping with that warming trend through the weekend, especially for the afternoon highs. So starting to break freezing here in Pocatello, Burley, but elsewhere it's going to be in the mid-20s to mid-30s. And in summary this morning, we do have that freezing fog advisory in effect through 11 a.m. Main concerns are just going to be that widespread reductions in visibility, leading to some possible icy road conditions. Improvement is expected this afternoon and evening before conditions deteriorate this evening into tomorrow morning, so we are expecting a resurgence of some fog with some possible clearing skies this afternoon. High pressure does remain in control through the weekend, staying dry fairly through that period with some very cold morning temperatures and a slight warming trend into the weekend, mainly for those afternoon highs. Active weather pattern is expected to return for early next week, favoring some widespread light to moderate high elevation snowfall across our upslope regions. And that wraps up your weather briefing for today, Wednesday, January 26th. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send us an email, give us a call, or check out some information on our website. Have a wonderful day.